Hello.
You beautiful people. This episode has been a long time coming, and we're so excited.
Yes. When Trevor says that, he means that. Like, before we even had an idea for the podcast, like what kind of started our whole idea for the podcast was that one day I sent this movie trailer to Trevor, and I was like, "What do you think of this?" And Trevor went, "We should start a podcast and just dog on this movie."
Yeah, so like so many other people, we went and saw the Minecraft movie yesterday. And we're here.
Wow.
That was basically 80% of the movie. Jack Black. Wow.
Or the every like 10-minute we need to change scenes, so we're gonna cut directly to Jennifer Coolidge being Jennifer Coolidge.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Your head is huge.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was gonna be hot garbage, but it was not.
What would you say it is?
Bad dinner. Like, I would crock-pot dinner.
Really?
Yeah, like you come
You're
home.
dissing on crock-pot dinners?
No, I love crock-pot dinners. That's what, like, you come home and you think it's like, man, crock-pot dinner. It's going to be terrible. And then you take a bite and you're like, not bad.
Yeah. You know what? That's valid. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a crock-pot dinner like the other day. So
You know,
yeah, I'm not dogging on them.
I love crock-pot dinner.
Do I need to tell your wife? I love crock-pot dinner.
But before we get into that, just want to cover some things. There's been a lot also announced. We won't get through it real into detail, but one of the movies that just was announced that I'm the most excited for, because I really enjoyed the first one, was Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, my thoughts on the first Five Nights at Freddy's are very similar to my thoughts on the Minecraft movie. It was like, it was a good time. It's not meant to be that great, which kind of disappointed me. I was hoping that the first Five Nights at Freddy's was going to be great, but then they built a fort.
Yeah.
Crock-pot dinner.
Crock-pot dinner. But it was good, in my opinion.
It was good. The trailer for number 2 made it seem like it's going to be a lot more serious.
And I really hope so, because I mean, if we're going off of game standards, like the first one was obviously very serious compared to the movies, but Five Nights at Freddy's 2 like took the terrifyingness of the first game to a lot more. And I really, they've been teasing the marionette. And I hope
the music box
so bad.
I hope that plays a really big part in the movie.
I hope so bad that he's just terrifying, because the marionette is one of my favorite like video game characters. I think that that's like an awesome, like at least in horror game, like you are in sole control of your fate.
Yeah.
And they make you go, oh, everything's going to be coming after you. You have to check the cameras, check the vents, wear a mask. By the way, keep the music box wound.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many times I died to that? Anyways.
Yeah.
So that one was announced. I'm really, really excited for that one. Also, I really like them because they're horror movies that Tristan can watch. Because, disclaimer, I don't like horror movies. Never have, never will.
They're not my favorite either, but I am a big fan of certain thriller movies.
Yeah.
Like all of the Quiet Place movies.
Yeah.
Love those
Yeah.
ones. And I guess it kind of is considered a horror movie, but I put it more in the thriller category is The Others. You ever seen The Others?
Mm-mm.
With Nicole Kidman. It has one of the greatest plot twists I've ever seen in a movie. I highly recommend it. The Others.
Yeah. But
we're not here to talk about horror movies
no,
that we're excited for or that we liked in the past. Today, we're talking about Minecraft.
First we mine.
Then we craft.
Minecraft.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
When he Jason Momoa just smacks the creeper. Oh, I'm so sorry, little guy.
Oh,
Okay. Getting into the Minecraft movie, where do we start?
well,
Give me your out of 10, because I know that we came into this thinking that this movie was going to be terrible.
yeah.
But
I mean,
from the
here's-
get-go, we were laughing.
yeah, like, typically, like, I consider myself like a cinephile to a degree. Like, I'm not allowed within 500 feet of a movie theater.
You can say that stuff? Do you have to go to like every movie theater in your area and you go, I'm a registered cinephile? That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
No, but like, I try to not have like an established opinion of a movie until at least my second watch. I like to go into my first one having just like, I just want to enjoy the movie,
Yeah.
take it as it is.
Yeah.
But with this podcast now, I kind of have to be a little more judgmental going into it.
Yeah.
But again, going into this with not very high expectations, my expectations were met.
Yeah.
I expected it to be like stupid fun, and it was stupid and fun.
Yeah.
Like, coming in hot,
Don't worry, I'll brace ourselves with a water bucket.
release. I would give this a solid 5.8 out of 10.
Interesting. I think it was much more evident when we were watching it that I enjoyed the movie far more than I was anticipating. I thought it was great. Because I mean, I go into, not because I'm stupid, but like I go into movies. I go into movies like, I don't know. Like, I grew up watching movies because my family wanted to watch a good movie. And so, really, it just was like, is this entertaining for like family night? Because that's when we would watch movies, was we'd all gather together and we'd watch movies. So I was like, that's kind of how I attack movies now. So that's like when the Mario movie came out, Super Mario Brothers.
Uh-huh.
That got ripped apart by critics because they're like, it's terrible, it doesn't have a good plot point. And you'd think that it'd be ripped apart by me because its pacing is really bad. But that's a kid's movie, right? And it's clearly made for people under the age of like 15,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so when I watched that movie, I was like, I'm going to watch this movie because I have a very great skill of having ADHD. I'm
All
still
80 of them?
Yeah, all 80 of them. I am a kid at heart, right? So I can like switch that kid mode on. And once I switch that on, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be watching this through the perspective of somebody who just wants to have a good time and is happy that his mom brought him to the movie theater, rather than I paid $15 to watch Chris Pratt be Chris Pratt voicing Chris Pratt as Mario. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so when I came into this movie, I did the same thing where I was like, at least I was anticipating it to be a kid's movie. And then we walked into the movie theater and I saw that 90% of our audience in there was like children. And I went, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to expect Gladiator 2 or Dune from the
Steve talks to a creeper fetus.
So, like,
I am Shai Hulud. I don't.
this right here is the water of life.
This is spice. It's everywhere. In the sand.
Oh. Sandworm.
My spice. My crafting table. My nether.
My diamond armor.
Full set.
May thy diamond pickaxe chip and shatter. Okay, now we're having too much fun with this. Get us to sign. Get us to write a movie.
I think to get us back on track.
Well, hold on.
Okay, we're right off track. Back to you, Tristan.
No, hold on. I would give it a 7, right? Because like it's a kids and family movie, right? Like it was very apparent. It had no storyline that had any serious undertones, which I actually really enjoyed because I was worried that they were going to go in and try to, because I mean, Minecraft is really meant for kids. Like if you watch all the streamers, it's them being stupid, which is fine. But like it's because their target audience is little kids.
Yeah.
So I was happy that they didn't go like super serious, like we need to kill the Ender Dragon. Flint and Steel. No.
The end.
But
A stronghold.
like it had a storyline, but it was meant for kids. And there was never like a plot point in there that I watched where I was like, 3-year-old wouldn't get this.
Yeah. Like
Maybe like a 7-year-old, but
like the whole time I was watching, I was thinking about your comments on pacing from a few weeks ago. It was like, if this really makes or breaks a movie for Tristan, this movie must be really bad. And then he'd laugh out loud really hard because Steve is singing about his chicken pop-up shop.
Chicken.
Lava.
Steve Lava Chicken. That's my ringtone now, by the way.
He's not kidding.
It's my ringtone. And I have never actually had my phone ever with the ringtone on my entire life until that became my ringtone. And since Friday night, last night.
His newborn child is going to grow up with his dad's phone going, lava, chicken.
Yep.
Steve Lava. Hello? We lost the house? I could really go for some Steve's Lava chicken right now.
Sad hang up. La 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 lava. Oh, but I don't know. I didn't mind the pacing either. If I can be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
like for a kids movie, it was really, really well paced. Because if you watch any kids movie, the pacing's all kinds of terrible. Because no,
you gotta go from one whoa thing to another thing.
And as long as it makes like somewhat coherent, like storyline, like kids will eat it up. Watch Despicable Me and tell me that that's got a really good paced story.
Okay. I was really happy. Like I know at first when the first trailers were coming out, that a lot of people were ripping into it. They're like,
they love crushing a lump.
Like, why is this just Jack Black wearing a blue blouse, just saying things that are in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Like we wanted this, we wanted it to be like a serious thing. Like, you know, Minecraft is about survival and yada yada. But after watching the movie in hindsight, I'm really glad that they chose what they did to make the trailers, because it made it so you're going into it, you're like, oh yeah,
well, and
this is gonna be just a ball of fun.
When we went and watched Captain America, like Grace was there, and what was that one movie? It's got it was like the action movie that we thought was like
the Rami Malek.
Yeah.
The one that
we both were like, oh yeah,
soon.
this looks pretty good. But Grace like said, yeah, it looks great, except for the fact that I just watched the entire movie.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really glad that because
it's a really common thing nowadays.
I'm really glad with these trailers that they I think I remember turning to you in the theater after Steve had dropped all of his bits that you've seen, and I remember turning to you and be like, all right, we have literally one more, and that was the chicken jockey, right? So they had shot through all the things that we had seen trailer wise within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So you really had no idea what was coming next, which I really enjoyed. That was great.
And they really didn't do much to actually reveal what the story kind of was. You saw oh, this the piglins and this one Hunchback Piglin is going to be the
Yeah.
antagonist of the movie, but like even after watching it, like you don't really have like they give a very little amount of like actual reasoning for I can't remember her name anymore.
Golgotha.
Not Golgotha. That's
That's
the
his-
Bible.
Eh.
But like they don't, you don't really understand why she's doing it other than she got made fun of for
Which
bad
I-
dancing.
I loved
That was
her only motivation.
What's that?
She got made fun of at a talent show.
Yeah, she didn't win the talent show, so
Which-
she swore to never let anyone be creative again.
Which I loved. Here we are, slow pan into the Nether. It literally has a stage and it says, Nether's Got Talent. And Steve's like, it all starts like any other villain story starts. Nether got talent.
Having the Steve narration at the beginning
Ugh.
and then at the end was fun.
It was really good.
Yeah, this movie just felt like,
Well, and I think the reason why I didn't mind the pacing was that my biggest complaint with Minecraft is that there is no story to follow. Right?
there's a big long poem to read and you beat the game that makes you feel like, oh, the story was in me all along.
Yeah. That's my biggest complaint. Because I love story mode games and I don't like not being creative, but I love like, okay, I can do my
Having a
own
goal.
thing. I can do my own thing, but I know that I gotta make it to there at some point. Right?
Yeah.
I love that. Minecraft, you don't have that. Like you have the end, but nothing tells you how to get to the end. Right? And arguably, like when it first came out, the end was the goal.
It's called that.
Yeah. But now it's not because you got like the underwater dungeons and what's the flying 3-head thing? The skeleton thing.
The Wither?
The Wither.
The Wither's been in there for a really long time.
Yeah, but my point being is that now there's a lot of things that you can do. So there's no longer like the end. Right? So I liked that because that's what was
They
my
added more to the end. Once
That-
you beat
yeah.
it, then you unlock the end cities.
So like that was something I really liked by this is that like I was really worried coming into it that it was just gonna be like, oh, what I do in Minecraft as a movie. But it actually was like a whole new storyline that obviously doesn't exist in Minecraft. So I liked it. I liked it because it was something I hadn't seen before. And it didn't stray too far off the Minecraft path that I was like,
Big old red ones.
big old red ones. This is a crafting table.
It happened so often. I was like, I literally had to put my finger in my mouth to keep me from laughing when I felt like it wasn't appropriate. 'Cause it
To
just
which
kept
I did. There was a
Yeah,
couple
the
times.
lady that was sitting next to me in the theater, anytime Jason Momoa made any joke, that almost all of them were unfunny. She's dying. She's cracking up. And like her daughter, who's to the left of her, is like concerned for her mom for laughing at something that she doesn't
Yeah,
understand.
I really like because Grace's another one of your cousins, Grace's brother. Not trying to explain that. Heber told me like I actually didn't like Jack Black, but Jason Momoa was hilarious, and I got thinking, and I really just think that like the relationship between Jason Momoa, like the bromance between the garbage man
Mhm.
and Steve, perfect to the point where like Steve's like gar gar.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she's like, "Who are you? The trash bag? I'm the garbage man."
Video game world champion 1989. Barely think about it.
Oh, but it was good. I also loved that it had such a unique representation of Idaho.
Yeah.
Because according to Hollywood and the Minecraft movie, Idaho never made it out of like the late 80s.
Mm-mm. But, they had to get in their potato jokes,
To the-
which some people I know from Idaho, like, hate it so much. The potato stuff. Like a buddy of mine who's from Twin Falls, anytime somebody would, like, when he would tell them that he was from Idaho and they made a potato joke, he had like a running tally. And like, I think the last time I asked him, it was in like the 300s.
Yeah. It was, but it was hilarious.
I'd want to stay in the overworld. I wouldn't want to go back to that part of Idaho.
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
I finally got to mining. The whole, like, the running sneak attack joke that he kept doing, I, like, never fully grasped why he kept doing that all the time. Because, like, that's not a thing in Minecraft where you sneak attack
No,
somebody.
but that's
He
a
just
Jack
kept-
Black thing.
Sneak attack.
Skadoosh. Wow.
Yeah. This movie was just a good time.
Yeah. It was actually kind of relaxing. Like, obviously it was hilarious and it wasn't relaxing inside there, but it was a nice take. It was a little, like, the word I'm looking for is refreshing. Like, movies try so hard to be serious nowadays that it's kind of nice to have a movie that, like the Mario Brothers or Minecraft, that
There's, like, not really any substance, but
No.
like they're not trying to have substance. So
No,
it's
like-
just like
they're clearly pandering for kids. Like, that's their target audience.
mhm.
So I'm not going to go into it expecting Interstellar, right? I'm just going to enjoy it, right? And occasionally you do have, like, kids movies that get a little more serious undertones and they work, like Kung Fu Panda,
yeah,
right?
Jack Black again.
But, like, when it comes to movies like the Mario movie or like the Minions or the Minecraft movie, I'm just kind of okay with it being mediocre and funny. Because ultimately, that's better than me going into, like, Interstellar and having it be funny. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, movies that
Like, it's like the Marvel movies.
That's what I was about to say. It was like Marvel had its, like, had so much success with Iron Man and Spider-Man being quippy that now everybody
is
has
quippy.
to be that way, and it
Yeah.
does not work
No.
at all.
Not at all. And also that they're trying to go for a more serious tone in these movies. So when they do have the quips, you're like all of the Falcon.
Oh, I need to bring snacks. Oh, let me get snacks for the road. We gotta get snacks.
Oh, we're leaving right now?
Like, you know that your buddy here, Captain America, like, he's got like a gaping axe wound
He's like,
in his pec. Let's trace the call. Looks like it's at a military camp in North Carolina. Minecraft.
first we mine,
Then we craft.
Minecraft.
We Minecraft.
No, but it was a good movie. I guess some points to talk on that I thought were really great. Not to give ourselves a play-by-play, but
Any more air you need?
Shut up. No, I hated. I'll be honest, I was a hater with the live action Minecraft. I thought it was terrible. But after going in and watching the movie, like, that was for sure the move. Like,
For
that
what they were going for?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, it was really good. And we talked about coming out. Like, I know that the CGI in a lot of movies has been getting dogged on recently, but the CGI in the Minecraft movie was, like, pretty good.
Yeah. It was really great. Like, I was noticing a lot, especially with, like, the piglins, because they had more, like, slow motion shots when they'd be fighting the piglins. Like, they did a really good job of, like, making them feel like
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
things. Like when a piglin was, like, hitting its head, like, on a corner of a post, you saw, like, its nose and lip go up
Yeah.
while it dragged down, and, like, a little bit of, like, wet saliva residue was
Yeah.
left on the post.
Or
it
like
hit. It's
showing the
wow.
zombies. And I would say that it kind of was a little reminiscent of me of, like, the glory days of animation and CGI, like that people always talk about, like
Davy Jones,
Yeah.
and Tron Legacy,
and like Transformers,
Yeah.
right?
Where did we go wrong?
Like that. This movie, as weird as it feels to say, the Minecraft movie kind of brought that feeling back, where I was like, "Whoa, we
Yeah.
might actually." Paying animators might actually get us somewhere.
Yeah, they have unions now.
Animated movies that aren't made by Disney are really good because they don't work these people into the ground.
Yeah. Let's think, like, would you rather have the live action Minecraft bee or
The Seven
Happy
Dwarfs
the dwarf?
or Dopey. Oh, would you rather have Jack Black singing Lava Chicken or Gal Gadot?
At all. Kal-El, no.
Max Lord.
Give me the stone. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
But no, like it was good. Like the animation was great. Back to highlights of the movie. Really loved the CGI.
I liked the set design a lot. Like how they extended the sets that they did actually build. I thought that it looked really good.
Yeah.
Like I really liked how colorful
Yeah.
movie really was.
Yeah.
Like
It
honestly,
felt like I was watching black and white from before, and then when I watched this movie, like it was the switch to
it
Technicolor.
was very vibrant.
Yeah,
A lot going on, and
And
it all worked.
there was a lot of to add on to that. There was a lot where I was like, "What's CGI here, and what's an actual like physical painted prop that looks like it's from Minecraft?" Right? Because it was hard to like
more props to
out.
the VFX artists for how they extended the sets
yeah.
to make all of that. It looked really cool. And honestly, like I think it did a really good job of like making realistic versions of the blocks that we know. Like if they had made it like live action and they stepped into like a more pixelated but still like realistic looking, I don't know if it would have worked as well.
And that's what I thought it was going to be when it first came out.
I think like, the only problem for me, at least, with having like the hyper realism with like the Minecraft mobs and settings was like I didn't like how squishy the villagers looked.
Yeah,
Like
their
I know
nose.
That, I know that the whole joke about their heads being huge was funny and all, but like they are so bald.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
They are so bald.
Yeah, like it looked like I could if I tried hard enough, I could conform their head to be normal.
Yeah. I wanted to rip their nose off.
Yeah. It's like they looked like the proboscis monkey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how they actually speak too. Maybe that was the inspiration.
It's the proboscis monkey. Notch was like he's watching like the Crap Brothers. Zaboomafoo or something.
What is this kind of stuff?
Oh.
That was good.
Oh yeah, you were saying in the theater when we were seeing the kid, was it Nathan? Was that the name of the kid? No. The main kid.
I think so.
Yeah, Nathan.
Yeah. We'll call him Nathan.
I'm gonna check real quick, but you remember what you were saying?
Oh
to
yeah.
me?
I remember saying, and this is I think this is where you're going with this. I remember this is no shot or dig at the like
Henry.
This is no dig at the actors because they're young. They're starting out, right? I'm not an actor, so they did much better than me. But I remember turning to Trevor and being like, wow, like they really picked the most like unenthused, inability to act emotion children. Arguably, the older sister was a lot better. But,
I think she has a lot more experience acting.
but Henry, good night.
Yeah.
That was probably the hardest part of the movie for me to watch. And again, not digging the actor, right? Because in my old age, I have matured a lot more in like my judgments on characters, and I've learned a lot that you hate the character right? You can hate the character, but you don't ever hate the actor because they're just doing their best. And
Until
especially,
some scandal.
yeah, especially with this kid, right? Like, I've never seen him in a movie before. I'm sure he's done something. He has to have done something. But he wasn't that good. Is that what you were wanting me to go for?
No, I was gonna say.
Well,
how,
that's awkward.
You know, he was.
Cut that out.
You
Sorry.
know, the whole Henry's whole character is he's like an inventive kid, but he's like locked in a world where like he can't be as creative because people bully him for being creative and whatnot. And like he literally builds a jetpack, and no one is freaking out over the fact.
And it's like a neutron bomb.
Yeah.
It blows up the big giant potato guy.
You would like leaned over to me and asked me if it was like if this was the origin story for Notch.
Yeah.
The guy
I
who
did do
created
that.
Minecraft. I was like, I don't think so. He's Swedish.
But it gave that. The reason why I asked that was because it gave the vibes. Like, this kid's bullied for being creative. So he goes to a world, right? I've like full, like, for the first like 30 minutes, thought for sure that the movie's storyline was he goes to a world where you can be creative. And then he comes out of the world and he goes, I'm going to make a video game about this.
Which they do. But it's just not. It's
Right.
like a Street Fighter fighting game, not Minecraft, which is so much funnier than if he had come out of there and just made Minecraft into a video game. It's so much better.
Yeah. But that was the vibes it was giving me.
Yeah, it's, generic plot points. The guy who directed this movie directed Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, and you could see it. Like, no substance, just comedy.
Perfect.
And they got the perfect person for that, Jack Black.
Your mom goes to the village.
Ha
It was so stupid. I love the lava chicken. Not as much as you chicken. But I still love this lava chicken. Always and forever. They did have tater tots.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little sad that the tater tot gun he made didn't have a bigger impact on the story as a whole.
Oh, I did love that it like insta killed the piglets at the end.
Using an eraser, a paperclip, a tater tot,
And a battery. He had a battery. He had like
and he had a D,
like
type D battery, kind of lick. And like 3 iron ingots. He made a freaking gun.
which Minecraft, Microsoft, if you don't add that in.
I need a tater tot gun. A blunderbuss tater tot gun.
I also
with the option to add a diamond sword as a bayonet.
I was a little sad that they didn't explore the Nether more.
Yeah. The Nether is like
I hope I didn't
when you play the game.
think that I'd be saying this, but I really hope they make a second one.
I bet they will.
And I really hope that we get like
they introduced Alex.
Yeah, I hope we get a second one that like shows a little more of like the Nether and actually the end. I would love to see the end.
I want to see
because the Ender,
the
the
like
Enderman's
that animation style with the Ender Dragon.
The Enderman was cool.
Mm-hmm. I know that like the whole changing, like making you see things isn't actually in the game. If you look one in the eyes, he just gets aggravated and starts attacking you. But like honestly, it's kind of how it feels when you end up looking one in the eyes. You're like, oh yeah, I am a loser. I don't deserve to be here. Go ahead, kill me. I made that mistake.
Yeah. So it's again, animation style, really good. I also loved the the direct scene for scene ripoff of Avengers Endgame. To the point where the Captain America Gollum calls everyone together after they've all shown up and gives like a speech, but instead of it's Avengers assemble, right? It's just
and then they charge. And then what is it? Dawn shows up with all the wolves.
Yep.
Hey, Steve,
On your left. I was afraid that I was weighing you down with all of my talking in the middle of the movie, but at that moment, I held myself back from going on your left, because that's the vibes it gave me.
Yeah, it's like the only thing was that like it did feel like everything just came to that point so quickly,
Yeah,
and like they
pacing.
Yep. But it worked.
Yeah.
It
Again,
worked
it was a
in the
kids
end.
movie.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't need to see how exactly after Steve and Henry crash the gas that they get picked up and put in the mushroom house. I didn't need to see them making the mushroom house.
I didn't need to see the garbage man learning how to make a gas to shoot a fireball. How'd you learn how to do that?
Don't ask.
But I actually really enjoyed that scene. Like, I thought it was I don't know if they were trying to make it Avengers Endgame, but it looks
Down to the color grading, dude.
yeah. And having
Dark and purple, like
Captain America Gollum. Like, he's got the wings on the hat, blue, red, wings on the boot. Like, it was Avengers Endgame.
Was it better?
I mean, no, but it worked. Like, I thought for sure I was going to hate it because it was a direct ripoff.
I am Steve.
Oh, but I thought that was great. The villain, I actually really liked her. I don't know who voice acted her, but I thought that was very good. And I thought it was awesome, like how she was just a grump. Really, her entire plot was just she was angry. I loved when the little piglet is drawing the little picture of the actually inside. I went, oh, because there's a scene where this little piglin, like a little baby piglin, is drawing a picture instead of getting gold. And she's like, "What are you doing there, little guy?" And he's like,
"Oh, did you make the hat?"
I love that she stabs him, and I love when that everything dies. They drop them. You don't see them die. You see them just
turn
face
into a
out.
pork chop.
I loved it. It made that end battle scene so great.
Can you imagine like all the carnage? Oh my gosh, all this food. I do kind of wish. Obviously, there's a lot of little things. By the way, Rachel House. This is Malgosha.
I was close.
Golgotha.
No, I said Golgotha first. Then I went Golgotha.
Like, there were lots of times where the little sound effects that are actually in Minecraft were there. Like when you pick up a block, which only happened one time because it was a close up of someone picking up a block. It's just
and Trevor audibly goes, "Yes, do it."
Because I was just really hoping that it wasn't just going to be like he picks up the floating log and it's like, whoa, I wanted there to be a segment. And that's what happened. But I was kind of hoping that like if you were to see them eat, like when he's eating the lava chicken, you get that.
I was kind of sad that they didn't do what all of the memes on Instagram were saying of, "Oh no, it was so heroic that Steve sacrificed himself. Don't have a moment dying."
Yeah.
I know. They did have that. I thought for sure they were going to bring it out, but they didn't.
Yeah. I guess it probably would have just been really hard to try to explain.
Yeah. But it was funny.
Don't ask me how I first figured this out.
In this world, you respawn. It was probably more like respawn.
You have to go pick up your items within 5 minutes.
Wow!
Or they're gone. Oh, fair warning. The people at home. There is a scene that pandas.
There's a sex scene. There's disclaimer, we have to be honest. This is a kid's show.
But there is a sex scene. Pandas
It's
get it on.
very graphic.
You can
There's
tell
bamboo involved.
they really love each other.
They eat bamboo.
Then bam,
Panda.
baby.
Like
Baby.
the little hearts. Oh.
Yeah.
But overall, this is I would say this is a great movie to take your kids to.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's worth your money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if you want your kids, if you want to enjoy the movie as much as you think you hope that your kids will, this is a great one. Like, again, Mario Brothers, a Minecraft movie. Like, they're really good for just like family movie night, like little kids. In fact, I would probably suggest watching this over like anything that Disney puts out, because I don't like new Disney movies. I think they have dumb storylines. They're all recycled. I also really enjoy watching movie adaptations of things that I have come to love, right? And I love that brings people to that as well, right? Like kids love Mario, but they don't love Mario like how we love Mario, because we grew up playing Mario.
A different Mario than
right?
they did.
Yeah.
You know.
So it makes me very happy that it bridges that gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And makes it fun for kids again.
Yeah.
Right. Same with Minecraft. Like, I grew up playing Minecraft a ton, right? All the way back to when it was split screen and the quad screen where you could play with your friends. And obviously that doesn't really need as much bridging because kids still play it. And that's actually probably the game that most parents get their kids to play. But it was good to see that this movie was like our audience, like our consumers are kids. So we're not going to make this not kid friendly. Like, I was actually really like, for a full like parent meter like ranking, like there was not a whole lot of like adult innuendos. There wasn't really like a lot of foul language. I think the worst word they say is like hell.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. It's in the Lava Chicken song.
Yeah.
It's tasty as hell.
And so it's not really filthy. It's not crass. Like, there's no adult humor at all. So, and it's just like a good fashion, like fun movie to watch. So, like, I would highly recommend, like, if you're out there listening and if you don't have kids, right? Like, get your family together and watch this movie because it's really fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, even if you have like, if your family doesn't play video games and you don't really know anything about Minecraft, you don't need to.
No.
Like, obviously, there's a lot of homages to parts of Minecraft that makes it a little bit more understandable.
And
you
get that. You get that all the time.
Understand this movie.
Right. And if you do get those to understand, then it helps add a little more weight, right? Like, in the Mario movie, there's a lot of stuff that is like reference to like the original Marios, and that like me as an adult was like, they did it, right? But as a kid, you're not going to get it, but they're still enjoying it. And you as an adult get to pick up on that because you're like, wow, this is a great movie. And they paid tribute to something I loved. Mm-hmm. So there's there's a bunch of that in the Minecraft movie. But if, like Trevor said, if you've never played the game, that does,
yeah, it doesn't
like,
matter.
it's so far off.
Truthfully, like, there's not too much in the movie that's like direct band for band.
Yeah.
The game.
That's what I was just about to say.
I know that a lot of super nitpicky people out there have been complaining, like, there's trees in the wrong biome and there's flowers where they shouldn't be, and why are they getting attacked by piglins and not pillagers, and shut up.
Yeah, honestly, that's my message to everyone who is ragging on this movie for not being great and accurate. Like, just put a sock in it. Because, like, genuinely,
and just play Minecraft.
It's a great movie, and like I very rarely, like you know this, I very rarely ever come to the defense of movies. I'm usually on the sides that are like, do better, right? But this is one of those movies, like probably one of the first movies ever, where I'm like, that's a dumb expectation for a movie that is not for you, right?
Yeah.
If they made this movie for you, it wouldn't be good. Like if this movie was trying to be made for me and you, this movie would have sucked. Absolutely, right?
Yeah. If they tried to get Quentin Tarantino to direct the Minecraft movie,
Right.
I don't want to see Steve's toes.
I don't want to watch Steve fly over some corn. Long pan shot, Christopher Nolan. Right? Like,
from the back.
be quiet, people. Like, shut up. Yeah, shut up, people who are criticizing the movie.
Again,
because it's
the guy who made Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's
made this movie.
It's a really good movie, and like, go into it just wanting to be amused.
Absolutely.
Right? That should be your expectation. It's like coding. If amused, happy.
I don't know if that's how coding works.
Yeah, what's the it's like the if
sad, watch Minecraft movie
yeah.
equal happy. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like
I don't code.
You're the people who were getting mad. I don't know my thing. No, but it's a good movie. How many times am I going to say it's a good movie?
One more time.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's an excellent movie if you were trying to.
No loopholes.
Yeah, I mean, I love that I love that it just stays on par with, like, the game's fun for everyone. Like, like with the E for everyone title that's slapped on Minecraft, like, truly is the most accurate, like, rating of a video game ever. And this movie is the exact same thing, right?
Put
So
an E for everyone sticker on
yeah.
there.
Certified Tristan approved. It's
Yep.
a good movie. I enjoyed it. I genuinely, I don't think I have any criticisms. Like, there's parts that were really dry in the acting, but they made up for it in the fact that they made me laugh a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I remember telling you I think I said in our movie review, if I didn't, I will go ahead and put it out here. If you can make me laugh in a movie, then it negates some of those things that I think make it terrible, like the acting or the pacing, right? Like,
if you make me laugh in a movie where I should be laughing,
yeah,
like what we were saying about Marvel, then yeah, obviously the pacing of the Minecraft movie was absolutely awful.
mm-hmm.
There were so many things that you just like.
You could tear it apart.
Like the transition to like the Woodland Mansion,
or
like,
the entire opening.
we're here.
The entire opening scene, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and we got a block. We're in Minecraft.
Vintage steel.
Like, so it just. But I enjoyed it. Go and watch it. Really, it's a fun movie, and it'll make you laugh. Hopefully, it'll make you laugh as much as it made me and Trevor laugh, because genuinely, like, we were like thoroughly.
Like I said, I was
enthused.
biting my finger.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself with the way that I feel like laughing right now.
Yeah.
Which, shame on me. To just be myself.
Mm-hmm. But
Belly laugh.
I was.
You were.
I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. Literally anytime. Like, I remember telling you coming into this movie is going to just be Jack Black being Jack Black. And someone went, we should film this. And it was.
Yeah, pretty much. If you put Jack Black in a video game adaptation, he will do a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as you just want him to be himself.
But absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. It helps having actors who have a love for that specific topic too, right? Like Jack Black. Ooh.
Jack is back.
Jack Black has got a love for video games. Like, he wrote a song. It's explicit. Don't go listen to it.
Yeah.
But he wrote a song about, like, with his band, how he literally loves playing video games and that he's old and he still loves to play video games, right? So this is clearly something that he has a passion for, and you can sense it when you listen to him play Bowser. And in this movie, was Steve, right? Like, it's Jack Black's a really good actor.
Ooh, what's next? I want him to be Kratos. Boy. Zeus.
Wow. But it was good.
Yeah. I have no notes.
I mean, I really I don't think I have a single criticism. Like, that's big enough to point out.
I think obviously you and I probably do have criticisms that aren't just like so nitpicky for what we were saying. Like, this is a movie that people who really love movies, cinephiles, that can just like take themselves out of that space and just enjoy the movie.
Just have fun. Like, for once, just
Which is
put
why I
the
said
clipboard
that,
down.
You know, my rating was a 5.8 because, like, from the going into it, actually trying to like rate it scale, it falls lower.
It's not good.
But like on the enjoyment scale, that's way up there. I had a super good time.
Yeah. Yeah. And they did really well on a lot of things that kind of help balance the fact that it's a children's movie, right? Like, it's just an overall good time.
Yep.
I've said it probably about a dozen times. It's a good time. But if you're thinking about going and watching it or waiting until it comes out, I personally would suggest go watching it in the theaters. I know it's probably a little more expensive for people who don't probably have the money for it or don't have the time. But it's good. It's got really good sounds.
Movies will be better experienced in the theater.
This is a really good movie for the theater. And it's fun for the kids, right? Like, I as a kid, I loved going to the movie theaters with my parents and watching anything. Like, some of my favorite memories are watching like the Avatar movie when it came out with my grandma, or watching Transformers and watching the rocket go up and explode, and my parents turning to me in the theater and being like, because they had seen it before me, and they're like, "That's it, I'm sorry." And I remember being heartbroken in the theater, like crying, and then they show up and I'm like, you know? So like, kids love the movie theaters. Take your kids to see this movie. And if you're waiting for it to come out, if you're like hell-bent on waiting for it to come out to streaming services, like, watch it the moment it comes out. Get the family down, you know, have some snacks, a little bit of soda.
Get the McDonald's Minecraft movie meal deal.
Nope. And just watch this. We're not sponsored by McDonald's. We're not sponsored by McDonald's in any way. Although we wish we were.
This is a Sprite.
Large fry.
Mick. McDonald's. I've seen some people who are saying that they hope that like KFC collaborates and you can actually get
lava
chicken.
Yeah.
Or like Costco, because the lava chicken's just a rotisserie chicken.
I will say
it looked so good.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about the animation in this movie. They did such a great job making, unless, you know, somehow
they made a block
they
chicken.
made an actual rotisserie chicken blocky.
It was
like, I believe that like the actual drumstick they take off
is chicken.
Is real chicken. But like, you know, when it first flops down,
it looks
like
and when he like pulls the drumstick off and you can see like the juices come out, I was like,
I'm hungry.
I want it. I want the lava chicken.
Chicken.
I guess to close, any final thoughts?
Well, first you mine,
then you craft. Minecraft.
Vintage steel. the nether.
They love crushing the boat.